Hey Pantsers, first I'd like to apologize for the really terrible lighting in my kitchen. It is completely impossible for me to choose a favorite kind of food. I need food to live. Food nourishes and sustains me. Rather than talking about food in terms of like what tastes best to me, because I cannot choose, I'm going to talk purely in terms of what is practical. So I'm going to say my favorite food is onions and pasta. Because if you have onions and pasta, you can make pretty much anything. When you go to the grocery store, you don't have to pay attention to a recipe or anything. You just get whatever you feel like, and you can make it into something. I thought we would have a little impromptu cooking lesson while I talk to you guys, so hold on, let me go find out what I have in my pantry. Oh my god, I have frozen shrimp. I have absolutely no idea how to cook shrimp. They're already cooked. This is awesome. We're just going to see what happens at the end here. This is the fun thing about pasta. You know, you need onions because onions make everything taste magical. But pasta, you can put pretty much anything you want in it. It's awesome. I'm going to chop onions while I respond to your videos. Kate, I love the nicknames of your cats. Disaster Cat and Physical Discomfort Lad. Like, that needs to be a webcomic or an animated children's TV show or something with adorable talking cats that get into hijinks. None of my animals' nicknames are as hilarious as that, except for this cat that's meowing at me over here. Her name is Lily, but her nickname is Wheelie Hoy Lily Linamoy. So that's pretty funny, I think. Also, Ron, I know that you're kind of upset that we didn't punish you and you were trying to punish us in return, but that was hilarious, so I think you completely failed in punishing us. I mean, that's satire of Swiftian proportions right there, my friend. Another nice thing about onions and pasta is that if you take eggs and include those as another staple, then you've got breakfast covered too. If you do the pasta and the onions and then you add eggs to it and maybe some lunch meat or some bacon, then you've got, I mean, technically I think it's carbonara, but, I mean, you've got eggs and you've got bacon, so it's basically breakfast pasta. You can cut the onions into rings, add a little sugar so that they'll caramelize, and then once those are all caramelized, you crack an egg on top, cover it, and let it cook through, and that is really delicious. I mean, this is assuming that you have time to cook in the morning. If you want something that isn't cereal or pancakes in the morning, then it's tough to beat onions and eggs. I would like to talk about decreasing world suck for a second. You've all heard what's going on in Japan. Fandom Auction has a Help Japan auction going on over on LiveJournal, and I've got a couple of auction listings. The top 3 people who donate money, I'm gonna knit them something. And you know, you guys are my friends. You can feel free to comment there and participate in the bidding. But also, if you just, I mean, we're like this. If you've donated to a charity that'll help out in Japan, or if you would like to, if you could just send me email confirmation, I will knit you something and send it to you for donating. That's a pretty groovy thing of you to do, and since we're like tight, I'll send you something. Besides, I love knitting because it helps me procrastinate on my homework. I found this really awesome creamy sauce. You take chicken broth and you take sour cream and you mix those together. You know, you saute your onions first because onions are delicious. Add the chicken broth and the sour cream and simmer that down until it's reduced a little bit, and oh my goodness, it is so good. The trick is to add nutmeg. I know, nutmeg. It sounds weird, but it's so good, right? You should try it sometime. So I guess basically my point is that deliciousness will be yours as long as you have onions and pasta. You can throw pretty much anything else in them, and it will be delicious.